It's me, MLB. Here is chapter 88 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Saved by Dad. First things first, Isawa said firmly. You need to answer me honestly. Where were you last night? I was home, you said back to him in an exasperated voice. Why won't anyone believe me? I'm telling the truth. Even my own boyfriend won't believe me. Who will trust me if my closest people won't trust me? Just then Isawa's phone rang in his pocket, and it broke into the moment, snapping you both out of your emotionally charged conversation. It's your father, Isawa said as he looked at the number on screen as he answered the phone and pressed it to his ear. Yes, he asked into the receiver. He looked at you, studying your expectant face while listening to your father talk on the line. Yes, I found her, and she's okay, Isawa said into the phone. Can I talk to him? You asked your teacher. Please? Isawa nodded and then handed his phone to you, so you took it and pressed it to your ear. Dad, you said urgently into the phone. Dad, I need your help. I feel like I'm being framed, you said, your voice almost breaking under the pressure. Hearing the stress in your voice, he immediately clicked into dad mode. Yin, are you okay? What happened? What do you need? He asked urgently. There's so much going on here at the moment, but the one thing I want is help with. Do you have some kind of alarm at home or something that can tell when someone gets home? You asked. Like motion sensors or something like that? We do have an alarm in the house, but we rarely use it. I could see if it's got some kind of tracker in it to tell when there's motion detected and at what time, he offered. Why? Did someone come into the house? Me, Dad, me. I came into the house. I was home all night last night, but you and Mum were out, and I have no evidence to prove that I was there. I really need to prove that I was at home, you said desperately. No one believes me. Dad, please tell me that we have some kind of alarm system in the house that can prove when I came home and that I stayed there all night. I've never been more serious about anything in my entire life, you begged. But I was home, your dad said with confusion. I heard you come into the house, and I never heard you leave again. Wait, what? You gasped. Where were you? You immediately pulled the phone from your ear and put it on loudspeaker so that Isawa could hear the conversation as well. I was home, working in the downstairs office, your dad said. What time did you hear me come home? You asked. Well, it would have been a little before 7 p.m. because I looked up when I heard you and I wanted to come out and say hello, but I had a Zoom meeting on Teams at 7 p.m. and it was going to be too close to time for me to leave in case they rang the minute I stepped out to greet you, he said. We can also confirm drop-off time with your driver, Isawa said. Okay, that proves that I came home, you said with a little relief. But what about staying there? Yes, well, the meeting went for about an hour and a half, and then I had to write a report. But I do remember hearing you come downstairs, and I was about to call out, but I just wanted to get the report done so that I could send it and not think about it again. And then I was going to find you and ask how your day had been, he said. But then I heard the front door open and close, and then your footsteps going back upstairs again, he said. Yeah, I got Uber Eats because I thought you and Mum went home, you said. Wait, the Uber receipt and the driver guy, you said. That has time trackers, so that can also prove I was home at that time too. We can even ask the delivery guy. Isawa nodded. Yeah, but what about after that? You asked your dad. Why didn't I see you at all? Well, I did finish the report finally, your dad said, and I got up and then went upstairs to knock on your door, but you didn't answer. And then I heard the shower going and... Yes, you cut in. I had a shower. That must have been when Sero came to my house because he said he knocked on my window and I didn't answer. I'd been in the room all night except for when I had a shower. Sorry, Dad. What else? You said, feeling better about all this evidence that was mounting for your alibi. Yes, so I went back downstairs and sat in the lounge room to watch some TV. I was going to use it to pass the time until I heard you walking back to your room, and then I was going to come and knock, but I fell asleep. He said, Oh, you said. Then you looked at Isawa. Okay, so do you believe me now? When was this attack? You asked. It was already in effect when you must have been in the shower. He said, we could get records of water usage to prove the water was being consumed in your house at that time to support evidence of your showering at that time. He said, See, I told you, you said loudly to him. What attack? Your dad asked. There was an attack last night of someone with a mirror maze quirk like mine, and my own teacher and mentor, Isawa, and my own boyfriend don't believe me when I say it wasn't me, you said darkly, staring daggers into Isawa. This person attacked 3 men, apparently. Well, it wasn't you, your dad said. I know it wasn't you. Evidence aside, you've changed. You wouldn't do that anymore. He added, I need to stay focused on this issue, but I swear she said boyfriend before. Boyfriend? Who's the boyfriend? You almost cried. He was so sure of his trust in you. Dad, You choked out. I'm at work right now, but if you need me to come, I will leave right now. Do you need me to come help? Do you need me to pick you up? He asked. Coming from a man who, for the most part, had ignored your existence and was almost embarrassed of your quirk, who was now suddenly the seemingly only person who would stand by you and trust you, made you feel like you were gonna cry. Dad, you said with as much love as you could muster. You're being a real dad right now, you said. No need to come down, Mr. Lin. I'll take it from here, Mr. Isawa said, giving you an almost apologetic look. I'll call you if I need you. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. Thank you, you said again, just before Isawa took the phone from you and hung up. Yin, he said, giving you a very pointed stare. I apologise. He closed his eyes and bowed slightly. Eh? You shrieked, mildly weirded out by your teacher suddenly slightly bowing to you. I was not thinking rationally here, and I blamed you without even considering all of the facts. I'm supposed to be your support, and I failed. But I will find out who did this and I'll clear your name. I'll also help with the other thing you mentioned that you needed to talk to me about. He said earnestly. You paused. You weren't used to people apologising to you, so this kind of took the wind out of your sails. Yeah, I want to clear my name too, but how do we find this relative of mine? She's the only surviving relative, and she's the only one with the same quirk as me, so it has to be her. How do we find her? Leave that to me, Isawa said. I have connections. Wait, you said, eyeing him. He was the one who visited Dad, wasn't he? Correct, and yes. He has feathers that can give him a lot of feedback on who's around. And what is the other thing that you need help with? He asked. The CIA mule Hobie is in danger, you said firmly to Isawa. Isn't your job to protect him? Isawa asked. He's in danger from his own handlers. This CIA syndicate has horns. I want to get him out, you said. I might not like the guy, but I'm a hero in training. My job is not to like people, it's to save people, and he needs out. Yun, this is the CIA, Isawa said. I don't give a flying rat's ass who they are. They're crooks. They're going to do something bad to him. I can feel it, and I'm getting him out, you said firmly. If you won't help me, then I'm doing it myself, and if you try and stop me, I'll add you to the villain list too. Isawa stared at you and then sighed aggressively. Your mum is going to owe me a lot of coffees for taking you on. Handful is an understatement. You're even worse as a hero in training. He grumbled. Hey, you gave me the extra training and helped me see the light. This is on you, you replied smugly, crossing your arms across your chest. I'm retiring next year, Isawa deadpanned. Look, I know after all is said and done, Isawa is actually a really good person. He knew when he was out of line and he apologised. So hopefully that should boost his points with you guys again. Stay tuned for next chapter coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.